Dear students, in the offline classes, we have completed the syllabus till trial balance, and there in the class itself, we have solved problems on trial balance and how a trial balance is tallied, the format, and few problems we have already solved. Let us start with financial statements. Now, in the class, in the first chapter, I have explained the process of accounting, and there I told that the process of accounting starts with recording the transactions in the books of original entry, that is in journal, and after that we post it into ledger, and from the ledger accounts we prepare trial balance, and from trial balance we prepare the important financial statements of any business. They are trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. So in the previous online class you might have studied some problems on trial balance, and even you have gone through with trading account also. In today's class we will see the format of profit and loss account, and we will solve one problem, a simple problem on profit and loss account. So in the class we have seen, in the process of accounting, the accounting information is used by different users. We call them as users of accounting information. And being a business enterprise, there are different accounting, by being different accounting users, they have they use accounting information differently. So to satisfy the each user, the business firm prepares three financial statements. We say trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. So we'll see the format first of trading account and profit and loss account. So this is a format. Debit side we enter all expenses and losses. Credit side we enter revenues and gains. In the previous class you might have seen the format of trading account. Today we will see both, and then we'll stick to the format of profit and loss account. Right. So trading account starts with opening stock. Then we have purchases. There we deduct purchases return and we take the net purchases. Wages, all expenses which are directly related to manufacturing activity, we write it in trading account. So wages, carriage inward, freight inward. The outcome of trading account is either gross profit or gross loss. If it is gross profit, then we write it debit side, gross profit carried down. Come to credit side, we have sales and then closing stock. If debit side total is more, then the outcome is, if expenses are more than the revenue and gains, the outcome is gross loss. So this is the format of trading account. When we start with profit and loss account, the outcome will either be gross loss or gross profit. If the outcome is gross profit, your problem starts with credit side, gross profit brought down. If outcome of trading account is gross loss, then the problem starts with debit side, that is to gross loss brought down. So here we'll start the problem normally with gross profit brought down. So we enter all expenses debit side, which all expenses: rent, rates and taxes, salaries, repairs and renewals, bad debts, printing and stationery, discount paid, discount allowed, interest paid. Then we have printing and stationery, advertisement, sales expenses, traveling expenses, office expenses, etc. So all expenses and losses, loss might be loss by fire, all expenses and losses we enter it debit side. Come to the credit side, the problem starts with gross profit brought down. So first we'll write down as it is from the trading account, the whatever gross profit we have, gross profit brought down. Then here we enter all revenues and gains. It could be interest received, it could be discount received, it could be dividend received, it could be commission received. So all revenues and gains, we enter it credit side of profit and loss account. So outcome of profit and loss account is either net profit or net loss. If credit side total is more, then the outcome is net profit, which we write it debit side, as I have written here as net profit in bracket transferred to capital account. We transfer it to capital account, that is we add it to the capital of the proprietor. So that is net profit. Suppose if the business is incurring loss, then your expenses will be more and your revenues will be less. So at that time you will have debit side total will be more and the outcome you will write it credit side, that is net loss transferred to capital account. So we deduct net loss from the capital of the proprietor. So this is the format of trading and profit and loss account, and this is the format of both trading and profit and loss account. So you can prepare trading account separately and profit and loss account separately, but it is advisable to save time, we prepare both in the one statement itself, and we write the heading as trading and profit and loss account for the year ending or for the year ended 31st March, whatever might be the year, right? So we'll see, you have already might have seen the theory part in the previous classes, but still we can as I have already told you that every business enterprise, to satisfy its users, they prepare three important statements which gives the entire financial position of the firm, and they are trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. So first we'll see what exactly trading and profit and loss account is. So trading and profit and loss account, we also call it as income statement, which gives you whether the firm is earning a profit or whether the firm is earning a loss, incurring a loss. We also call it as income statement. What it shows? It shows the financial performance in the form of profit earned or loss sustained by the business. So when we prepare trading and profit and loss account, what outcome we get? Either it is profit earned by the enterprise or loss sustained by the enterprise. So it gives you the financial performance of an enterprise. It is basically a summary of revenues and expenses of the business and calculates the net figure termed as profit or loss. As I have already told, debit side we enter all expenses and losses, and credit side we enter all revenues and gains. So what it is? It is a summary of what? A summary of expenses and a summary of revenues and gains. The next point is, as I have already told, the outcome of trading account is either gross profit or gross loss. If it is profit, we enter it debit side, gross profit carried down. If it is loss, we enter it credit side, gross loss carried down. Same way, if it is profit and loss account, if there is a profit, we write it as net profit. If it is loss, then we write it credit side as net loss, which we transfer it to capital account. So here I have written profit is revenue less expenses, that is revenue minus expenses, we will get a profit. In case if expenses are more, then obviously you will get a loss, that is expenses minus revenues, you will get a loss, right? So this is what we call it as trading and profit and loss account. So we'll revise quickly. Trading and profit and loss account, we also call it as income statement, right? It shows the financial performance. It is summary of all revenues and expenses. If when we call it as a profit, when your revenues are more and expenses are less, so how we calculate the profit? Revenues minus expenses is equals to profit. In case of loss, do it we do it reverse, expenses minus revenues is equals to loss, right? So to satisfy the users of the accounting information, whether they are internal or external, the business enterprise prepares two financial statements. In short, because we prepare trading and profit and loss account in one format itself, so we say two: trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. So this is the format of trading and profit and loss account. Debit side, we enter all expenses and losses. Credit side, we enter all revenues and gains. Let us revise quickly. So outcome of trading account is either gross profit or gross loss. Which all expenses directly related to manufacturing, we enter it in trading account. All indirect expenses, we enter it in profit and loss account. So we'll see the format of profit and loss account once again. So debit side, we enter all expenses and losses, right? Rent, rates and taxes, salaries, repairs and renewals, bad debts, depreciation, discount allowed, interest paid, printing and stationery, advertisement, sales expenses, office expenses, traveling expenses, etc. We enter it debit side of profit and loss account in the heading by under the head expenses and losses. Same way, we record all revenues and gains credit side of profit and loss account. So first we write the gross profit brought down, then we write interest received. So other incomes, we are supposed to write as if the problem mentions dividend received, discount received, commission received, interest on investment received, etc. All we write it under the head revenues and expenses, and we credit it to profit and loss account. So now let us take a small problem on profit and loss account. So here is the problem. From the following information, prepare a profit and loss account for the year ending March 31st, 2021. And here is some of the information given on different accounts. So the gross profit is mentioned here. Gross profit 60,000, rent 5,000, salary 15,000, commission paid 7,000, interest paid on loan 5,000, advertising 4,000, discount received 3,000, printing and stationery 2,000, legal charges 5,000, bad debts 1,000, depreciation 2,000, interest received 4,000, loss by fire 3,000. So this is the information provided in the problem, and you are supposed to prepare profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 2021. So I have already given the format. This is the format of profit and loss account. You are supposed to draw this format. Debit side, you write all expenses and losses, amount in rupees, and then credit side, revenues and gains, and then amount in rupees. So let us start with the problem. I've already solved the problem, so just copy it down. Profit and loss account, write the heading profit and loss account for the year ending 31st/3/2021. The date is mentioned in the problem. So debit side, don't forget to write debit and credit. Here I have not written, but you are supposed to write debit and credit. So debit side, we enter all expenses and losses, and credit side, we enter all revenues and gains. Now in the problem starts with gross profit. So am I supposed to start I'm supposed to start the problem with gross profit. So problem starts with credit side, gross profit brought down. So amount is given here as 60,000. So what we are supposed to do, read the items one by one. If they are expenses, write it debit side. If they are revenues or gains, write it credit side. So we'll see. First one is gross profit. I have already said we are supposed to write it credit side. Gross profit 60,000. Rent 5,000. It is a expenses. So enter it debit side 5,000. Then next salary. Salary is also an expense. Write it debit side 15,000. Commission paid. Here you have not received a commission. You have paid the commission. So again it is a expenses. Expense, commission paid 7,000. Interest paid on loan. So again it is a expense. Write it debit side. Interest paid on loan. Amount is 5,000. Advertising. Now advertising is also an indirect expenses. So write it debit side, advertising 4,000. Now here it is discount received. It is not discount allowed. Discount allowed is a loss, discount received is a income. So write it credit side, because credit side we are entering all revenues and gains. So credit side you will enter discount received. Then printing and stationery, again it is an expense, so write it debit side, printing and stationery 2000. Legal charges 5000, debit side you enter a debit side, legal charges 5000. Bad debts is a loss. Bad debts, that is when your debtor has not paid you the amount, that particular amount we call it as the amount which he has not paid, we call it as bad debts. So that is 1000, it's a loss, enter it debit side, bad debts 1000. Depreciation, now depreciation is a charge on asset for its use. So depreciation is 2000, enter it debit side. Next is interest received, again it is a gain, so go to credit side, write it interest received 4000. And last one is loss by fire 3000. Loss by fire we write it debit side, expenses and losses, so it's a loss, loss by fire 3000. So I'm done with all the items from profit and loss account as mentioned in this particular problem. So let us check with the profit and loss account what I have prepared. So expenses and losses, so we'll go one by one. Rent 5000, salary 15000, then commission paid 7000, interest paid on loan 5000, advertising 4000, printing and stationery 2000, legal charges 5000, bad debts 1000, depreciation 2000, loss by fire 3000. Here by mistake I have written twice loss by fire 3000, mention it only once in the amount column 3000. Net profit, we'll see it later. First we'll enter all the items what is given in the problem. The problem starts with gross profit, so write it gross profit brought down 60000, discount received 3000, and interest received 4000. So here is the problem, all the items we have entered in profit and loss account. Now how to close profit and loss account? Total both the sides. We have done this in the class when we have prepared ledger accounts. Same way we are supposed to close profit and loss account. First with the pencil, check the total on both the sides. Use calculators, simple calculators are allowed in exam, so use calculators. So I think you will get credit side total is more, you will get credit side total is 67000. So in the class, offline class, I have already shown in the class many a times how to close a ledger account. Same way here also the same process continues. Total both the sides, whichever side total is more, write that total both the sides. So now here the total of credit side is more, it is 67000. Write that total debit side also. So debit side 67000, credit side 67000. So the difference is 18,000, which is a credit balance. Means credit side total is more, so you will get a credit balance which you will write it debit side, and you will write that amount 18,000 is the difference, that amount you will write it as net profit. Now that net profit you will transfer it to capital account. So your answer here is, balancing figure is net profit, amount is 18,000. So this is the way how we prepare profit and loss account. So I will tell the total once again. How we do it in the class, same way you are supposed to do. Total both the sides, debit side and credit side. Whichever side total is more, that total you are supposed to write both the sides. Now in this problem, credit side total is more, it is 67000, so it is more, you will write the same total debit side also. So net profit transferred, so balance is 18,000, that 18,000 you will write it as balancing figure net profit transferred to capital account. So total of your profit and loss account is 67,000. So here there is one problem for exercise. From the following information, prepare a profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 2021. So following items, I have given different items. By following the same procedure what I have told in today's class, you are supposed to follow it and solve the problem, which we will see it in the next class. So here again the problem starts with gross profit. Amount is 1,20,000, rent 15,000, bad debt 7,000, salaries 24,000, stationery 6,000, traveling expenses 2,000, insurance 7,000, discount received 5,000, office expenses 2,000, dividend received 2,300, taxes paid 7,800, loss by fire 500, interest on investment 4,000, depreciation 3,200. So quite a easy problem. By following the format of profit and loss account, you classify the expenses and losses and revenues and gains, item by item, one by one. Enter all expenses and losses and revenues and gains, and then find out whether your problem gives you a net profit or a net loss. Thank you.